You guys are down by 10. There were 5 minutes left in regulation. For you guys to kind of stay the course, and what did you see from the group? Both then and then overtime.
Yeah, obviously we're very resilient. I think it was very similar to New York in that instance. Same thing, down 10 late and kind of chipped our way back. But we jumped it up a little bit. Started trapping a little bit. Took some fouls on Plumlee. Just tried to break their rhythm. Made some big plays, big shots, and it worked out in our favor.
What was the plan in the second? I mean, they had 13 threes in the first half.
Yes.
Look to the 6 after that.
Yeah.
What was the defensive change in the second half?
We were switching 1 through 4 to start the game and leaving Rob on Miles Bridges. We put Marcus Smart on Plumlee to start, so he's really the screener or the DHO guy, and we wanted to switch that last one. But cross matches in transition, there was some hesitation and confusion there with Rob being on Plumlee, so it led to some early threes. We just simplified it and really went back to 15, 1 through 5 red, switching in the second half. Limited their threes, still hit a few big ones. Obviously, ball was kind of hot there, but I think we just simplified the coverage, which we've been doing most of the time, and then it worked for us in the second half.
For you guys to come back down 12 with 5 minutes left and just keep playing through the game and be able to win, how satisfying is that?
That was great. It's we don't love these overtime games. It's 2 in our first 4 games and the extra minutes, but it builds toughness mentally as well as us getting in shape and playing through these. But we just kept chipping away. Like I said, we jumped it up a little bit, did a few different things trapping wise and sped them up, and the guys had to obviously make shots on the other end. So builds character, builds the team, and this time they said let's finish the deal in the first overtime, and as you can see, 18-7, we really locked in the overtime defensively.
Let's say Jaylen wanted to keep him around 30 minutes and then go to overtime again.
Yes.
But he found an extra gear. Do you think that's just, because he didn't play last night, or what was different about him in the OT?
Yeah, that was part of it. I didn't realize he had like 26, 27 points. And so he was just going through the game, playing well. If you look at the minutes, they'd be actually right around the times we wanted without the extra 5 added. So, he would have been at 32, which is not bad. And Jayson at 36. So as far as that, at least we got the win tonight. That's the thing that's positive about it, instead of tacking on extra 5, 10 minutes and taking a loss like we did in New York. So he said he felt great. He was obviously rolling, and those 3 were playing well with Dennis. And so we just left him in there and said, let's finish it this time and not have to get the extra work.
I know you've coached against Marcus Smart for years, but he seems his experience. He has an experience where he hits big shots when you don't expect it.
Yeah.
He comes up with big plays. Like when he gets that play at the end of regulation, just the plays he made. What do you think? Mostly your mind when you see kind of how he goes out there.
Yeah, that's what he's always been about. Not always something that shows up on the stat sheet. He was 3 for 12 tonight, 1 for 9 from 3, but had some decent looks. Missed them, but he impacts the game in other ways. And so I said it to the group in there. I said, I don't care about the 41 and the 30 from you guys. Marcus, play of the game, taking that last shot away from them. And so he does all the little things, switching on to LaMelo and guarding some of those guys well. He does so much that doesn't show up in the box score, but we know the toughness and the heart and soul of our team comes from him.
Congratulations, Coach. We have a couple Zoom questions. We have one from Mark Murphy back here.
Hi, Ime. Especially down the stretch and in overtime, what about the importance of Rob at the rim?
Oh, it was huge. They were trying to put him in the pick and roll to kind of bring him away from the rim. We pre-switched a few times there, and it worked well to keep him down by the basket. And then we talked to him about it throughout the game. Don't step up and give up the drop off or the lob to Plumlee, but wait at the rim. These guys are coming to you. We got good pressure on him, and he made tons of huge plays, obviously, not just affecting shots and blocking them, but finishing with rebounds.
John Corrales.
Hey, Ime, down the stretch there at the end of the fourth quarter, when Jayson Tatum has the ball and he's working there, what's the thought process behind having Jaylen on the opposite corner rather than working with him, with having Jaylen and Jayson work together on the final shot?
Yeah, well, they have their best defenders most of the time. Not just tonight, but every game they're going to have their best defenders on those 2 guys. So we wanted to pick on Ball late in the game there. If it wasn't Ball, we wanted to put Hayward in it. So those are the guys we were picking on. We put a lot of small pick and rolls. It was either Dennis or Marcus setting it, and we wanted to try to take advantage of the ball. if we involve Jalen, it'd obviously be two of the best guys, probably Bridges, and I don't know who exactly was guarding Jalen at the time, but our plan was to pick on ball, use our size, and hopefully they helped and we could kick the ball and get some open shots.
Final Zoom question from Keith Smith.
Coach, we talk a lot about the passing and especially Jayson Tatum, but what is it that you're seeing specifically from him to start this year as a playmaker for others?
He understands the crowd and the attention he draws every night. Different teams have different game plans, but if he gets a rolling scoring wise, we know they're going to come after him. It's something he's embraced from day one. 8 assists tonight is huge, but not only is scoring, he's getting everybody else involved. So as with every team, their best players are usually got to be their best playmakers. And so we've asked him to do that this year, get guys involved, and he's taken on the challenge from day one, whether it's from the post, isolation, he's willing to give up the ball and trust his teammates, and then it makes it easier on him for the rest of the game.
We went to Jabari early in this one, give you guys a preview boost there. What kind of led to obviously Al being out, but you got obviously number of options there in the bench, what kind of led you to go 10 and what you see from them?
Yeah, more so their lineup as well. With Al being out, they don't have a lot of bigs. Plumlee's mainly their one guy, and we knew they would come off the bench with McDaniels and the kid Richards, and we felt good about that matchup offensively and defensively. We knew we were going to switch when those guys came in, and we know Jabari's instant offense. We know he can spark us, and I told him before the game when we found out about Al to be ready, he would come in at this time, and he was prepared and ready and was in attack mode like always.
Seems like Dennis is going to get his share of open shots with Jalen and Jayson out there. How important is him to contribute? And can you get that third scorer as a committee? Like, does it have to be the same guy, or can you get different guys every night to kind of help Jalen and Jayson?
Yeah, I think committee would work well. I mean, like I said, they draw so much attention, but we know what we have with Dennis coming off the bench. He's going to have his time with the ball in his hands. He's been getting great looks. I mean, 6 for 14 isn't terrible, and 4 for 9 from 3, but the amount of open looks that he missed that he's going to start knocking down, he hasn't really found a full rhythm yet or gotten his stride in these first few games. But, we know what he is. He was this in Oklahoma City a few years ago, guy that came off the bench and scored 20 points a game and then would finish the game. So we view him as the same thing. And it's when Jalen or Jayson are off or just one of them on, we need that secondary playmaker and scorer. And so he's doing it both ways, not just the scoring. He had 8 assists as well, so only 1 turnover. So he's doing exactly what we asked of him.
Even bigger picture, what kinds of things are you seeing you guys build on over these last 2 games?
Really, as we get guys back, they've still been in and out. And so, we want to build some cohesion with the groups. That'll come when guys are finally healthy. But the spirit overall is what we're talking about. Like I mentioned, I think the Toronto game was an aberration. We played hard in preseason and every day in training camp, they're going at each other hard in practice in the first 3 games other than that Toronto game. So they're building on that, playing the way we want them to, sharing the ball offensively, obviously, but also playing hard, trying to get that defensive mindset down. I preach it every night that we got to do it on that end. We scored a ton of points in the first half just like they did, but if we can buckle down defensively, we know we're going to score enough points to be in good shape every night.
Wrap it up.
Charlotte was super small down the stretch there, when they only out.
Yep.
So, you obviously stuck with Rob.
Yeah.
Was there any thought to taking him out there, and how good was it just to see him obviously be a big boost for her?
No, not at all. They were playing so well. They got us back in the game. We feel Rob can do a lot of different things defensively, and then make him pay on the offensive end when he got those lobs and the rebounds. He got a ton of offensive rebound kickouts. They tried to put him in pick and rolls. Like we said, we pre-switched and put some of our better defenders on the perimeter up there and kept them near the rim. So it worked out in our favor. I think they saw us come back and try to force our hand with the lineup, and it was something we were comfortable with. They got us back in the game, so we're going to roll with it.
We'll wrap it up right there. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.